枕も登場。
いきなり登場できるのは強いですね。
前に出します。
チェックします。
はい。
1万人。お。
じゃあ。
いやでもさ、すごいのがさ、
はい。
ってことはいる
はい、チェックします。
当選アタック
7000。
7000引き玉のし方本当上手なので、
上手ですね。
本当皆さん
でそちらを
よ
します。
バカだ。ね、これはっきりですね。
アナログの少年。
はい。
サイキラム。
はい。
サイキラムをこちらに置きます。で、アタック、プレイアタック。
通りたいよ。
ここ9000人
さあ、見たい。来い、12。
前に出します。で、
はい、ありがとうございました。
Good day, Tamers. Now, as you just saw, this wonderful display of Deva versus a Leomon deck. This is the Leomon deck. I feel like the Leomon deck that I came up with a few days ago is a better deck, personally speaking. But this is obviously just trying to show off what Ex5 can do as a whole. Now, you may have noticed there's some key cards here that aren't from Ex5. That's this Davis fellow above my head, who is ridiculously good, but not necessarily going to be good unless the deck also runs blue Leomon stuff, which we do not. And then you may also see that we have a green memory booster. Now, personally speaking, I think that green training is better, just because you can't stop people from reducing digivolution costs. Obviously, having access to something that just gives you memory is pretty good, though we do run a meta where, you know, memory blockers aren't too uncommon still. There's a few other things like Psychmons and Gazimons, obviously being a memory blocker, as well as things like Pomomon, which also stops these play by effects. But this deck list is kind of trash. Personally speaking, Banjo is a cool looking Digimon card, has been for the other two that's been available. But I think that Saber Leomon is probably the better one for the other half of the megas for this. Heavy Leomon, he gets it every single day. He's super awesome and cool. Digivolve still an amazing ability. Where I think like only 4 or 5 Digimon have to say like, oh no, please don't Digivolve me. Yeah, he good. He can stay. Where is he? He's over here, from head. He can stay. He's good. Yeah, go look at my other list. We go through the ramblings. We make a video together, and I think that is a better version of this. I think that is the ET14 Leomon above us. That is very good because the whole idea for that is you're jumping into your level 6s. I don't think the 2 level 6s that they have here are generally like the good part about that. I think it is that you want to jump into the BT14 Saber Leomon because it's jumping into a thing that wants to suspend one of your opponent's Digimon and then swinging through it for like, okay, it'll be 13. But that's where like Bancho Leomon's like a very good control variant. If you want to be playing like the skipping levels kind of thing, then you want to be playing like, you know, a more aggro style, in my opinion. That's my opinion for this specific. Try not to take up all the screen space. This is something similar to what I would play. The only difference is I take out a few of the names, change the other names, and that's kind of it. The deck is very solid, as you see the gameplay. Not so much because they're going against a worse deck, but the Heavy Leomon deck is actually very good. It's just this deck is also very good at what it wants to do, which is get stuff in the trash, build up a rolling ball momentum, playing the Fenlong option card, getting cheap Fenlongs, refilling the deck. You know, there's no of these names available in the field or in the trash anymore, but you play more again and again and again. I think it's something that people forgot. No, it's a recycling deck, if that makes sense. Now, you have access to this card over here. I'm not sure. Sorry, rephrase that. In this variant of the deck, we never got to see it used because nothing got destroyed that had a digital source, or there wasn't a space free in the breeding area when it happened, so the effects of Analog Boy never triggered. But it's not the deck for this card, if that makes sense. Because it can't attack, because it can't do anything. It's just having an extra white source in the field so you can activate these effects. But the chance of you not having one of these or a Deva on the field seems very strange to me. And that's kind of like what this deck wants to put around. Personally speaking, I'm happy where the green cards are. I think that's really good. Majura, I'd want this to be the green Majura from BT13. just because it's when digivolving into Fenlong from a Sovereign, you're getting a reduced cost. So you digivolve for 3 rather than 4. I think that's a very important skill to just reduce costs, if that makes sense, because not very often you're going to be kept at like lots of memory. And the point of this is you're acing on your opponent's turn when they swing into your security, which means that you want Bihao. Bihao then obviously goes like, oh no, you hit a Deva in security, now it's on the field. That's kind of like where you want to go with this. So I'd probably replace this as one of as Mahiri from BT 13. I'm gonna go out on a limb, and like you can agree with me, you can hate me, you can just move names on the sun. EX4 Antila is the best Antila, because if you want to run a variant of this deck where you are using this as your baby, having an Antila that hits for 2 at like 23,000 DP, your opponent either has to block you and explodes, or it lets you through and it's taking 2 security, because there's nothing that's going to really be able to stop you besides that this is just delete a Digimon. So I would recommend playing that version. It's also a green and a yellow card. Not that it makes any necessary differences here, it's just the fact that you obviously have color options, and having that ability is just very good. Firstly speaking, I'd also change this Majiramon into a BT6 Majira. We'll go for the full list at the end of the video, because being able to unsuspend and swinging twice is very good, especially when you can use the Deva calling card here that lets you put Devas underneath your Digimon. You can swing twice with security attack +1. You're laughing. Like, what are they going to do to you? Oh no, my Deva has 4 swings at stupid damage. It's pretty cool. It's just going to be absolutely insane. The lineup for the Reds is what they want to be. Sandria, I think this has a different card in purple, but it's a terrible card. Same with Virage, also a terrible card. So like these are the best in slot. These happen to be the best in slot because they're better options. Monkey is an MVP. Don't let people get you fooled. This Monkey Man will save you games, and he will slap a cool boy in the face. He is the pimp monkey. This Rooster thing at 1 makes sense to me. It's not one of the cool ones. It does have, if I remember correctly, it does have decoy though, which is very good for stopping your aces from getting exploded in the face. And then blocker. So these all have block, if I remember correctly, but like Monkey's just very cool, and he has block on itself. He has decoy. You know what these do? Makes sense that you want to have 12 of these, so obviously you want names more than anything else. And then Mr. Fenlong here is your main boy over here. As you did see, I believe in the first call we've been played, having a ace card go from your deck to your trash, even though it was drew first, doesn't trigger the ace effect to give your opponent extra memory. In my opinion, very good. Because a lot of people are concerned that they would trigger if like you trashed a card from a deck to trash. People are like, oh look, you trashed a card, it got moved to there. Oh look, it moved me, I get memory now. So this is an official source from Bandai. So hopefully this is them saying like, no, it's like, trashing from deck through a source that is an ability doesn't trigger ace, has to be removed from the battlefield first. Thank God, because I think some people were confused that it wasn't going to do that. Again, playing 4 of the Analog Youth. Analog Youth is the best purple card in the world, we know that. Now it's the best Deva card. It's letting you essentially put names into the trash that you want to be in the trash, as well as having access to a memory gain, depending on something happens to your Digimon, which is really cool. And then obviously, if it's on your opponent's turn, which it should be, you get access to having a very big baby go into your breeding area, which you then can move out and then start playing more cards again. As I said, if you're playing the baby version, I do think Antila from EX4 is the better version, because you're just going to be slapping people as hard as you can, and they look at you and go, oh, I couldn't do anything about it, I died. Yeah, you did. Funny. And then 4 Devas, and then 4 songs of the Fenlongs coming with these are called. It's like Deeper Than the Ocean for the Deva card. But yeah, these are obviously voted for the deck. They're classed as names, the traits. They're going to be in trash. You can recycle them, use them again, and then obviously it just makes Fenlong cheaper, especially if it's going to be more of a grindy game. You're not necessarily like slowing your opponent down too much, but you are stopping your opponent from just like punching you constantly, because you have blockers, have deletion, have bouncers, you have. It's a suspend. It's like suspend and can't spin again, and it does Tamers as well. It's a very good deck. It's a very good control deck that isn't a control deck, if that makes sense. It's very aggro as well. that's my thoughts on this deck. I think it's really good. Yeah, we'll just do a quick deck profile at the end. And yeah, so we'll just jump into that. So, I do apologize, my big ugly head's in the way. This is the deck that I would build, as we just spoke about a second ago. One, Syndra, having Decoy though is a very good effect, and it's one of these where like maybe you want to take one of these out, have 2 Decoy in. Down to you how you feel. Again, generally it's going to be here for 1 turn, just to basically stop your opponent from kicking you in the head for the sake of it. Kitty Cat blocker, fine. Funky's amazing. Jira again. Obviously you won't get the Digivolving effect off, but you do get to have them when attacking on turn. If your opponent has no Digimon, with Digivolution cards in play, and suspend this Digimon. That includes having no Digimon. Those words are cool. Mahira, obviously on play, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon with 7000 DPLS. Then, to the end of your opponent's turn, one of your opponent's Digimon does unsuspend. Again, if you really want, you can place one for the sake of it, but this is more of a case of like, oh no, it was insecurity, and B-How basically got it out for free, and then on play, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon from doing stuff. And it's going to be fairly good in certain decks coming up soon. Then your turn was return when this Digimon will Digivolve, reduce the cost by 1. Essentially though, this is going like, hey look, I already aced on my opponent's turn, and I've got 7 memory because my opponent gave me so much memory because they couldn't do anything else. And then I can just go into Fenlong for free. So, it costs not 0. Here, again, just because there's no better version of this card, it's not terrible, you know, one of your opponents did. So, when you use an option card with a cost of 1 less gain of memory, it's perfectly fine, it's not nothing terrible, but then here, versus when I had this and you get piercing. Especially because it pairs very well with this card, which is why you want this with Healer, and then having other D-Reaper out, because as a pair, if your opponent has to block you, they just die. Like, oh yeah, sure, I'll just suspend, I can swing again. But yeah, your turn was present when one of your Digimon deletes your opponent's Digimon in battle and survives, and suspend this Digimon. But yeah, essentially you swing this out first, your opponent doesn't block it because they're not scared to, or you can use this as your target to Alliance. Alliance up until it goes to, in this case, 15k. Opponent's like, I don't really want to take 2 security hits. I'll block it, they die. As that happens, this unsuspends again. You're at least getting 1 more attack in the turn. And then also at the end of attack, if you have 3 of your security, recover 1. So this is like a little bit of recovery for the deck, which is pretty cool. Especially if you know that, you know, your aces aren't going to be getting put at the top. So, you know, if you are looking to put these on top of the deck, next turn, baby, next turn. What else we got here? The opponent's Digimon becomes suspended, draw 1. Extra draw power in a deck that just doesn't obviously have an innate draw at the start of turn is pretty cool. And then these are all just, you know, on deletion, draw 1. On deletion, you know, your opponent's Digimon 5000 DP. On deletion, if your opponent has a Tamer, gain 1 memory. Yeah, simple things. You know what Antila does. Bow essentially just turns your Davers into security Digimon once per turn. Then on deletion, delete one of your opponent's base play cost. So you're not losing things, so essentially it costs you 4 to delete something that's pretty big on your opponent's side of the field. Deletion, delete one of your opponent's Digimon at the highest level. And then on deletion, delete one of your opponent's suspended Digimon, which is really suspending anyway. Or if it's something that attacked and then you died for it, there you go. And then on deletion, delete one of your opponent's Digimon base DP. And, you know, there we go. And then Fenlong, your Digimon isn't affected by your opponent's Digimon, which is cool. When attacking for each of your Digimon with 4 Davers, crash type of your opponent's security stack. If you swing with this, you are generally just removing one of your opponent's stuff if you can also get it down with these. But to be fair though, if you are doing this, you're probably playing through Sovereign early, and then your opponent swings, and then you go up into 20 aces, and the next turn you just remove the security. Again, D-Mother, D-Rumors here because you want to pair it with the Antila, that way you're just having this big stack that just goes, nope, smash something down on your opponent. Most things can't block 23,000 damage. You just have to let it through. Well, they can block it and they die, or they can let it through. And a lot of people won't risk the letting it through part. But Ulti Deep in the Sea, build up 3 cards to your deck, place 1 card with Deva or 4 traits. You've got one for your Digimon, or add 1 card with Deva or 4 to the hand. The rest of the bottom of the deck, or top, sorry. So you can stack the deck, which is what I was saying about this thing here. So you do this, you do your thing, you can stick it underneath, or you can put it to your hand. You can stack the deck, you can do this, swing out, do some terrible things. You know what's going on next, so you know, hey, look, a heal's coming out next, or one of your normal ones. And then Sovereign is just all you have is Digimon Deva before trace to play. You can ignore its summoning point, which helps the blue. White, so you can just be any Digimon to do this. Then you may play 1 Digimon with Fenlong in its name. Your hand without paying the cost. Obviously, it's a 15 cost, but if you can just, you know, have all these traits in your trash, you spell 1. And then on play, when attacking, you can put Devas back in from the trash under your deck, and then you can delete Digimon I think it's 4 per turn. Yeah, by returning up to 4 cards with Dave or 4 stuff from your traits and trash to the bottom of the deck. For each return, all of your opponent's Digimon get all of it. Sorry, yeah, just mod wiping here apparently. The ultimate part does not display again, and then analog youth. It's just filling your trash. You're getting a free draw off it. It costs you 2, and then obviously you get the chance of gaining a memory if a level 5 or high Digimon with a source defeated. Again, all of your Digimon are level 5. You are not a Digimon, are you? You're just a Digio with power. But no. This is the better version, in my opinion. Yes, I still need to playtest it. Yes, I need to run it through a few games. Yes, I need to see how it works against certain decks that just want to like mill their own hand and go like, oh, you can't kill me. It is. But DP reduction, that will kill you. So, yeah. See you guys soon. Hope you've had a good time here. We'll actually have a look at some other things coming in the future. This is my variation of the Deva Deck. Please bandai if you see this video. Don't try and nerf me into the ground. I'm only a small channel. Please don't hurt me. And, yeah, we'll see you guys soon. Peace and goodbye.